So I have a bilge pump and a float switch. I'm going to go ahead and place it in here, try to find a good spot for it. There's not much. I might be able to put the switch here. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll extend these lines and go forward and around. If that'll work, I'm not sure. But I'm going to place these in here somehow and try to figure out a good spot. Alright, I think what I'm going to do here is, like I said, mount this with a pipe clamp to this plastic guard. Okay, mount it like so. And then here, I will probably take one of these hoses and lengthen it so I can route it differently, and epoxy this brace to the bottom here so it'll float up when it gets full. But I think I'm gonna have to move this line in order to accomplish that, or maybe I'll do it over here on this side. Actually, I'll do it on the same side where the pump's at because it's kind of split and it might not spill over. I don't want to run the pump dry, so yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get another hose. Alright, so I took off this side, and I'm glad I did. I should take off both sides. You should always clean these, pop them out, and then clean all that sludge out of there. So I'm gonna relocate the line. I need to get a longer one here. I gotta find out how many millimeters, like 10 millimeters or something. I'm not sure, but I need like maybe 6 more inches. So I'll find one of those. Reroute it a little bit. Yeah. Shit, maybe even put a second one. I don't know. So what I have here is a piece of PVC, like foam PVC. I had it already, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put like a little barrier here, and I'm gonna fill it up with some epoxy resin, and I'm gonna set this in there, so that way I can screw things to it, such as this pump bracket. Also, I can mount this here, and what I'll do is I'll put some sort of bracket that I could pin it down. Or actually, I could get some adhesive, put a spacer here, put some adhesive on here, because I could just always release it from here to pull the pump out. So I think I'd rather do that. So, but first I'm going to dry this area, clean it up real good, sand it, put like a barrier here, so I put a pool of the resin there and fill it in. I have a punch cutter and I'm grinding it just a bit so I could, so the epoxy will have something to adhere to. This resin's so old, this is all caked up and hardened at the top here, so I poked a hole here, and poured this one out. Trying to get as much out of there, salvage as much as I can. This area seems a little bit moist still, so I'm going to dry it off. Make sure it's thoroughly dry. I already have it ground down and it's ready for the resin, but I'm going to dry it out real good. So I put some screws here, staggered, so when I place it in here, in this channel here, it's pretty much flat. I'm going to be able to go down a little bit on my back, a little bit, up a little bit on the back. But yeah, fill that up and I'll drop this sucker in. I think I'm going to fill these cracks. Well, it shouldn't be much of a problem. I'm going to make sure it's taped off on the other side here so none of it seeps through the edge here and it doesn't lower the level of the amount of material I'm going to put in there. So that's it. So I switched to Gorilla Tape for the dam. Gorilla Tape won't let you down. Also with the resin, I'm going to mix in some fiberglass strands as a filler. Mix it up real good to a nice paste. It's probably too much, but maybe it'll fill in the sides as well. Alright, so got the screws set into place to where it will sit about even. I used Gorilla Tape to put a cardboard dam here so the resin just doesn't flow forward. Got the resin mixed up with fiberglass I'll go ahead and pour it in there. All right, it looks about at the right level, if not a little bit higher. Let's stick this block in here. Push it down a little bit. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can fill in the void too. Oh shit. Too much. Too much. There it is. It's set in a bed of resin and it's gonna harden up. Then I'll be able to attach things to it. So this is dried up. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the bracket. Take the bracket off, and then I'll go ahead and drill some pilot holes. Put these screws through. These are stainless. I got these at Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware is great for finding little pieces of hardware, stainless and whatnot, specialty stuff. With this bilge pump here, I'm gonna go ahead and take this bottom off here. There's space between this hole and the bottom here, so I have room. I'm gonna drill a hole in here, put a washer on this side, run a bolt down through it. Actually, I won't use a washer. I'll run a bolt down through here, and then I'll have 2 or 3 washers underneath it to space it up, so these pickup holes right here don't get blocked. This is enough, but this is even more, so yeah, I'll probably just stick 2 of them there. I have the hole drilled. I'll put the screws through. 2 washers here. Create enough space. I'll screw it down here into the hole. That's it. It locks in. I can turn it to the side a little bit. These I'll have to tie up so the switch does not interfere. And the line here, I got it ran out the back. All right, so here's the contraption. I got the switch here, it activates the pump, as well as a buzzer here, 12-volt buzzer. So if your factory engine-driven bilge lines fail for some reason, this activates. You'll have a warning to know that you're losing water rapidly, so you can save your ass.